Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sarmad Masood and today I'm going to talk about OET and IELTS. Good news is that my wife passed her OET recently in first attempt. Previously she attempted IELTS few times and missed her writing by 0.5 band score. So I'm making this video for all those people who are struggling to pass their IELTS or intending to do PLAB or AMC in the future. Also, I'm dedicating this video to those people who are struggling to decide whether to do IELTS or OET. So first of all, for those people who do not know much about IELTS, I would like to give a brief introduction. IELTS stands for International English Language Testing System. It's composed of 4 sub-tests: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. You can attempt IELTS in 1600 centers over 140 countries across the world, and it costs between 150 to 180 pounds. If you are outside UK, then you need to attempt the UK VI IELTS Academic, which cost about £200. So the result that is required for doctors is overall 7.5 with a minimum of 7 in all of the subtests. For the nurses, it's a bit low, so you need to get 7 overall with 6.5 for each of the subtests. OET, on the other hand, stands for Occupational English Test, and it costs about £325. It has the same number of subtests: listening, reading, speaking, and writing. And you can attempt OET in 100 centers across 40 countries. Some of the countries like Pakistan do not have OET center as of yet, so students from Pakistan need to travel to either Dubai or to Turkey to attempt those exams, which means that there is additional expenditure for traveling, visas, and all the living expenses for the time being you are in Dubai or Turkey for your exam. And yeah, I mean, on the as far as the result is concerned, you need to score at least B grade in each of the subtests. If it's a requirement for both doctors and nurses. OET results are on the scale of between 0 and 500, so you need to score 350 to get B grade in each of the subtests. Now I will talk about all of the subtests for both OET and IELTS. I will start by IELTS, and first of all the writing section. So you've got 1 hour and you need to do 2 tasks. One is the task is to write a report 150 words in 20 minutes, and the second task is to write an essay for 40 minutes. You need to have like 250 words. On the other hand, OET got one task for 45 minutes, 5 minutes of reading time and 40 minutes of writing time. The question itself is relates to a reference letter, and it can be a transfer or discharge letter as well. Writing for example, the referral letter, you are given case notes. You need to pick up all the relevant information from those case notes and write a letter to, for example, if it's for a cardiologist, you need to pick up all the cardiological aspects of the patient and leave out all other irrelevant information. Of course, there are format for both in IELTS and OET. However, OET one is quite simpler, predominantly because you can follow a template of the letter, which you can remember it by heart, and then you can paste it in your real exam. The writing task in IELTS is quite time crucial. So you got 20 minutes for task A and 40 minutes for task B. You need to make sure that you manage your time quite effectively. The writing criteria for IELTS is number 1 is task achievement, then it's coherence and cohesion, then it's a lexical resource, and then it's a grammatical accuracy and range. Basically, you need to make sure that you put the right information, use the right language and tone within your writing task. On the other hand, is tested on 5 criteria. Number 1 is overall task fulfillment. Number 2 is appropriateness of language. Number 3 is comprehension. Number 4 is linguistic. And number 5 is presentation, which includes the grammatical layout and presentation. Recently, OET announced that they are updating their writing criteria. Now there will be 6 criteria that will be tested on. So the first one is purpose, second is content, third is conciseness and clarity. Number 4 is genre and style. Number 5 is organization and layout. Number 6 is language. All in all, the criteria hasn't changed much. They're just calling them with the new names and splitted one of the categories into 2. Writing is very important both in IELTS and OET. If you get it right, you are halfway there. And because all of the 3 sections, speaking, listening, and reading, are fairly straightforward and easier than writing. The next module I'm going to talk about is speaking. So I will start with the IELTS speaking exam first. In IELTS speaking exam, you'll be asked to introduce yourself. Then the interviewer will provide you with the topic, and you need to make bullet points about that for 1 minute, and then you need to talk about that topic for about 2 minutes. And then there will be follow-up questions. Then there will be also some other task, which there will be extra questions they've got on the exam. All in all, that exam lasts for about 16-17 minutes, and you will be done with it. In OET speaking, the interlocutor will definitely get your personal information as well. Then there will be two role play tasks, and then you'll be given 3 minutes to prepare for the task and 5 minutes to talk about it. All the information is provided on the task card. You just need to devise a way or a strategy to talk with the interlocutor who is acting as a patient. And you don't need to put extra bit of information. You're not being tested on your medical knowledge. They just want to know how you treat the patient and how do you empathize. You all be recorded in both exams, both in IELTS as well as in OET. OET exam usually go back to Australia, and with two independent assessors look at the recording and mark you on that. The next subtest is listening. Both in IELTS listening and even in OET listenings, you got a recording playing at the background, and you need to pick the right information to answer the question. The IELTS listening composed of a generic discussion between interviewer and interviewee. However, in OET, you will expect more medical terminologies. And yeah, as far as the questions are concerned, so you've got 40 questions in IELTS listening and 42 in OET. It's not very difficult as compared to the other modules. It all comes down to practice, especially for listening. So you need to practice more and more. I will now talk about the reading. So reading in IELTS got 3 sections, and you need to complete in 1 hour. You got 40 questions in total, and as compared to OET, OET has 42 questions. Again, 3 sections in a 1 hour exam. So in IELTS exam, for example, you can pick and choose whichever section you need to do you want to do first. So you can do a section C first. Basically, sometimes the section C is most difficult amongst all, so people tend to choose the section C and do A and B in whatever order they want. And as compared to OET, the section A, you got 20 questions and you need to complete that in first 15 minutes. So section A you need to complete in 15 minutes, and section B and C you need to complete in the remaining 45 minutes. And so section A in OET got 20 questions, B got 6 questions, and 16 questions for the section C. OET paragraphs are a bit longer. They got more medical terminologies which you are aware of as a doctor or a nurse. As far as the OET is concerned, things are a bit easier because as medical graduates you are familiar with the terminologies, and you can predominantly put all the relevant information. Let's talk a bit about the practice as well. So there are plenty of material available online, and you've got Facebook, WhatsApp, or Telegram groups where people from different parts of the world share study materials. So IELTS, you can find all the 13 Cambridge books. I think there are 13 out so far, along with the audio files online with a little bit of research, similar with the OET. You can find people posting in various groups. I found for my wife from Telegram, there are various people that are uploading materials on day-to-day basis. Also, with the changes in writing that coming after 31st of August, it's wiser to get the updated study material for writing, although they haven't been much different from the past. But yeah, I mean, it's always wise to get the updated material. There might be someone which we call cheetah in Urdu language who might upload the updated material somewhere. You just need to find it. There are some practice materials on OET, their own website. Similarly, I've got plenty of practice available online as well. You can attempt that to get a grasp of the format of the exam, although the actual exam may be a bit difficult from that. However, if you have done plenty of practice, you will be able to breeze through the actual exam. There are various institutes that are running online courses for both IELTS and OET. My wife did not opted any online course for her IELTS exam. She just watched videos online and got tuition from a prominent English teacher for her essay writing. However, for OET, we did choose an online writing correction service. This does not mean that OET writing has been lenient. I've recently seen in the recent attempt, people have failed on writing quite a lot, and so it's always wise to choose a writing correction service and get your essays marked from a reputable institute. And now I've given you a little bit introduction about IELTS and OET. I would like to give a verdict on that, especially if you are doing IELTS and haven't been successful, especially because of writing. If you have scored like 6.5 few times, I would say please drop IELTS and study towards OET. Reason being that you should not waste your time and energy and feel frustrated. OET may cost you more, but it will save you all the frustration and your time that you've been wasting on for past so many months. And if you are a new student and choosing between OET and IELTS, I would again say please do OET, especially if you are from a country where there is no OET center. But it is definitely valuable and it's worth it. Guys, talking in favor of OET does not mean that it is easy. You have to do a lot of practice to pass this exam, and after passing that, this is just the first step. Then after that, you need to pass PLAB 1 and PLAB 2 as well to get GMC registration. And to come to UK as a doctor, you have to have a tier 2 visa. For that, you also need to pass UK VI IELTS again. But then the band score required is only 4, which is achievable. After coming to UK on tier 2 visa, you need to work for at least 3 months before you can enter into a training program. You will also have to obtain a certificate from your consultant or your employer that you have maintained the English language competence. You can bypass all of this if you have the required IELTS score, only if. The pass rates of IELTS have reduced lately, so it's always wise to choose whether you want to waste time and your energy and get frustrated every month when the result comes out, or maybe wise to spend a bit of extra money and progress in your career. Thank you everyone for listening this, and if you have any questions, queries, please drop down in the comment section below and I will try to respond to them to the best of my knowledge. Thank you, take care, Allah Hafiz.